Yeah, you can start.
Okay. Greetings to all. I am Dr. Ami Para. Warmly welcome all of you, dignitaries, panelists, moderators, USC presenter, and all other delegates to 9th International Conference on Universal Human Value in Higher Education 2024. Yesterday we had a discussion about the need of a value education. Today let us move further, and we had expert views also. Today let us have expert views on a vision of human value education. Our today's UHV related presenter is Dr. Raghavendra Dubey. I welcome to Dr. Dubey. He is a PhD pharmaceutical science, head of the Institute IPS SAGE University, Indore, convener Value and Ethics Development Cell. With this brief introduction, once again I welcome Dr. Dubey. Over to you, Dr. Dubey. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Amipara. And I will today give you a brief discussion regarding the vision for the holistic value-based education. So before starting, I will give you a recap of what we have discussed in our previous panel discussion. That is the need of holistic value-based education. So in our previous discussion, it was concluded that we required both values as well as skill. But when we see the priority, it was observed that priority of values are over the skill in education. What is valuable to the human being is need to be known first, and that should be practiced in the form of skills. But when we look toward the present approach, the present education system is focusing toward the school education. The skill based education is there. So there is a need of solution centric approach. We need to work on holistic value based skill education. And that holistic value education should ensure the right understanding in every child, the capacity to live in relationship with the other human beings, and the capacity to identify the need of physical facilities. And that with that skills and practice for sustainable production of more than what is required. Right utilization of that physical facilities, it will lead to the feeling of prosperity. And we have also discussed about there should be some set of basic guideline for the value education, which should be universal, applicable to all the human beings at all time, at all places. It should be rational, it should be logical, it should have a certain questions to be answered. It should not be have a set of do and don'ts. It should be verifiable. It should be verify on own rights. It should be in the form of proposal. It should be verify on our own natural acceptance, and it should be all encompassing. It should leading to the harmony. So we have discussed this in the need. Now we'll have a discussion on vision. So when we see the vision of education at the individual level, it is the conscious development of the human being. If you will see a human being have 1/3 to 1/4 of his lifetime in the education, and the aim is the holistic development of the life. So we can evaluate our consciousness, correct consciousness, and we can see what is desirable. If you will see the human being, there are three important needs for the human being. The first is physical facilities. Do it is very important. It is indeed required for maintaining the need of the body. But rather more important is the relationship. And this is the point where maximum problem we can observe in the human life. You can see our family, you can see in the place we can work, we can see with the friends and other relatives, extended families. And we need to have a harmonious relationship. We need to have a relationship either more important than a physical facilities. So most of the problem which are occurring is not due to the lack of physical facilities. Mostly we can observe with the lack of the relationship. So to have a harmonious relationship, we need to have a right understanding. See, if we'll see the right understanding, we need to have a right understanding of about self, about the human-human relationship. We need to have right understanding of what is society and a harmonious way of society. We need to understand the nature and existence. And with this right understanding, if we will live with the relationship, we'll have a mutual happiness. The right feeling, if naturally accepted feeling expressed in the relationship, there will be a mutual happiness. And with this right understanding, we will practice with the physical facilities, with the nature. There will be a prosperity within, as well as there will be we can able to nurture the nature. We can have a sustainable production. So all three are required. But if you will see the priority is right understanding will be first. Then the priority of the relationship and with the physical facilities. But if we will look toward the current education system, we'll find that the education system is toward the centric toward the physical facilities, the skill biased education system. So definitely there is a need of transformation in the education. There is a need to address the holistic development, that is transformation to the human consciousness. And for this same, we need to ensure the right understanding in every child. The education too should also ensure the capacity to live in relationship with the other human beings and the capacity to identify the need of the physical facilities. And with this, they should acquire the skills and the practice for the sustainable production of more than what is required, that will lead to the feeling of prosperity. So at an individual level, this transformation is needed, this is required. And this transformation should lead from this from only the skill based education to leading to the human consciousness education, that is having a right understanding, relationship and physical facilities, all three. With this education, when we move toward the vision of the societal level, we can see these all three, the right understanding, the relationship and the physical facilities expands further. So every human being wants to live with the right understanding, want to know about the existence, now want to know about self, about the human-human relationship, the interaction of the family members, the interaction with the extended family, the friends, the other human beings, and want to know about the harmony in society and nature and existence. If we'll get the complete picture about complete understanding about this in the self and practicing it with the other human beings, we can observe a justice in the relationship, a mutual happiness in the relationship. See, we can, the current notion of the family is only just a few members of the family members or extended family members. But we'll, when understand, having a right understanding between human-human relationship, about the feeling between the human beings. And if that expression is, that understanding occurs, so it will feel that it will come from the family, it will goes to the world family, and it will be becoming the undivided society. Again, with the right understanding, we can be participate at the larger order. We can able to ensure the prosperity in the family. And with this prosperity, we'll be aligning with the larger order. We'll have a undivided society, will lead to the orderness, human orderness in the society. So with this vision, a society will come in the consciousness to have a human society. But when we look toward the present situation, present condition, we'll observe that when we see the at individual level, there are more psychological problems, stress, unhappiness in a family, and even with the lot of physical facilities, we are not aware about how to maintain the health and hygiene. So even in the family members, not having understanding regarding the same, we are indulged in having various assumptions like money is everything, or and when we see this at a family level, so the rather moving toward the prosperity, we are indulged with the accumulation of the resources by any means. And when we move toward the societal level, we are seeing the more exploitation, more injustice, more fear in the society. And if you will move toward the nature, there is again we can observe the exploitation over the nature. So, when we see this type of structure, we can easily observe that while having a education centric toward the skill based only, by having education toward only the looking toward the physical facilities, this by having this education, the human society for creating the family based society is not being successfully achieved with this vision. So we need to see that the education should aim for the overall transformation, a transformation that leads from personal transformation to the societal transformation. So education need to take the responsibility to ensure both the personal transformation to societal transformation. So the education should bring the human consciousness, leading to the understanding about the human values, and with that, it leads to the human conduct, which will build the human society. So this transformation and development should bring with the education system. And when we look toward this vision, when we work with this vision, there should be some certain outcomes which are coming, which are expected outcome of this, that will be termed here as a common graduate attributes. That is that will create the holistic vision of the life. That is understanding the broader purpose and goal of the human beings. It won't be specific with the education providing the only a good job, or providing a good post. It will be able to create the understanding between human relationship. It can able to understand the sustainable practice to work with the nature also. Then the second will be, it will increase the social responsibility, acting a way for fulfilling the relationship and benefit the society. So it can able to help a individual to understand the participation at the larger order on the society. Again, it will help in the creating the environmental responsibility. And we can see due to the due to the not right understanding, we are not having a clarity about the nature and the participation in the nature. So the resource depletion, the pollutions, and everything we can see. So we need to engage in the work in the nature in the such a way that holistic practice to be done and sustainable production to be maintained. So there should increase the environmental responsibility. And with that, we need to have a ethical human conduct for making a ethical decision while participating at the societal level. Again, important thing to be come up with the outcome is the health and hygiene awareness. We need to have the understanding about how to maintain health and what is the requirement for the same. And that is rather required to build the healthy society. So this need to be come out with the outcome. And then the last attribute will be the respect of for excellence and the gratitude. And this is required in the gratitude, the feeling of gratitude to be come up with the education that the person has the other human being are doing a lot of things for developing us and participating in our journey. So this can be these are the common graduate attributes. Looking toward the sum up, as we discussed, the vision for the holistic value-based education at individual level is a transformation to the human consciousness. And at the societal level, it is a transformation to the human society. And for that, human education need to impart a personal transformation and societal transformation. We have discussed with the graduate, common graduate attributes that are the holistic, that may increase the holistic vision of the life, increasing the social responsibility behavior, creating the environmental responsibility work with the ethical human conduct, having a competency and capability for maintaining the health and hygiene, and respect for the excellence and gratitude for the all. With this, for further discussion, I would like to invite today's moderator, Dr. Ila Dadhiya, Director, Anveshan Foundation, India.
Yes.
She is PhD in textile and clothing, and she's being a HOD in Nirmala Niketan, affiliated to University of Mumbai, and has remained as IQAC coordinator and PhD guide. She is involved with the UHV related activity since July 2020. So I would like to invite Dr. Ila.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Raghavendra, for the very good recap on the vision of universal human values, as well as my own introduction. And I welcome all the panelists at the 9th International Conference, the second day, where we are discussing human values in higher education. And the theme of the conference being value-based education for humane society. So we are here to discuss the holistic value-based education. Yesterday we discussed on the need, and today we will be discussing the vision. So we now take this further, welcoming all the panelists, welcoming all the delegates on Zoom as well as the YouTube. We are here happy to welcome the panelist, Dr. Ram Kumar, who is the Director of IQAC and Professor of Sri Krishna College of Technology, Coimbatore, who is also a PhD in wireless sensor networks at the Anna University, a motivational speaker, innovation mentor, published several researches, patents, funding project expert, and speaker at various engagements. So welcome to you, Dr. Ram Kumar. We have Professor Vivekananda, who is an adjunct faculty from IIT Bangalore and IIST Bangalore, Karnataka, who holds an MBA from the Sikkim Manipal Institute of Technology and is an experienced academic head, a customer relationship management leadership, business intelligence, business development, organizational development, various areas of specialization. We welcome you, Professor Vivekanand, also as a panelist. We have Dr. Lalit Rankawat, who is a professor of mathematics from Aishwarya College of Education, Jodhpur, Masters in Applied Mathematics, and he's an expert mathematician, statistician, also in data science, data analysis, and inventory management. Welcome to you, Dr. Lalit. We have with us Dr. Anand Pandey, who is a Deputy Director in Academics from Manipal University, Jaipur, a PhD in Mechanical Engineering, Manufacturing Technology, has patents, guided several scholars, published research, authored books, implemented national education policy, and is the University UHV coordinator. Welcome to you, Dr. Anand. We have with us Mr. Ramakrishna Malela, who is a founder director of Ripples of Change Foundation, Bangalore. He's done his executive MBA degree and has got a vast industry experience in design thinking skills. He's a coach and mentor, developed several life skill curriculum for children and youth in collaboration with the government of Andhra Pradesh. Welcome to you, Mr. Ramakrishna Malela. We have Professor Sanjay Kumar Bahal, who's a Vice Chancellor of the Indus International University, Batu, HP. He also holds a PhD in management, and his core subjects are principles of management, HRM and OB, and marketing management. Welcome to you, Professor Sanjay Kumar Bahal.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
We also have amongst us Dr. Sunil Kumar N, who holds a BTech, MTech, PhD from the IISc Bangalore in civil engineering, and presently who is a professor and head in the Division of Civil Engineering, Cochin University, College of Engineering, Katanad, and is associated with UHV from June 2020. Welcome to you, Dr. Sunil Kumar. We have Professor Umesh Jadhav, who is a former faculty of the Gaidu College of Business Studies, Bhutan. He also holds a master's in tourism administration, and he's been a volunteer for Universal Human Values for more than 10 years, conducting several offline, online FDPs, member of the NCCIP regional, and is also the regional coordinator of UHV for the Western region. Welcome to you, Umeshji.
Namaste to everyone.
Namaste. Yeah, and I would also like to welcome Yashoda Krishnaji, who's on the panel. He's from Ethiopia, who's done his master's in pharmacy, and he's from the United States University of Science and Health from Ethiopia. Welcome to you, Yashodaji. So with this, we have a rich panel with great expertise and very passionate about value system, and we are all waiting for you to share your vision for humane, for a holistic value education. So to begin with, we have already heard the keynote speeches today on vision. We've also heard the recap of the vision right now. And with this background and with your vast experience and background of academics and professional, let's begin the panel discussion. And we begin, I asked my first question to Professor Anand, Dr. Anand. The question is that education has to focus on consciousness development of mankind. And the priority has to be first for developing right understanding, followed by feelings and relationship, and then physical facilities. This is the proposal. Kindly share your views on this. What are your views on this?
Thank you, madam, for the opportunity given to me on this platform. And basically the discussion.
Just a second before you begin. I just missed out on saying that there is a time limit for each one. I would request all of you to maintain the time. Yes, thank you.
Thank you. So it is audible?
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, as per my experiential sharing, I will share you in terms of our academic institutions. In the present scenario, as per the vision is concerned, all the stakeholders, whether it is the student, learner, teachers, gurus, parents, alumni, everyone. In fact, every stakeholder plays a very important role in the developing the holistic development of the learners. And now, as you have said about the related to the consciousness, how it can be improved. Basically, the most important is the curriculum design and the implementation also. But the vision of every academic institutions on for all the stakeholders, for all the student learners, is very, very important for all of us to understand. Because we have to check whether we are teaching in terms of the content, in terms of the right understanding and harmony and the ability of the physical facilities. But actually our learners are learning or not, or they are implementing in their daily life, in their personal life also as a practice. And that is the main important time, that how we will measure these performance in a continuous manner, so that there will be we can check the complete development of all the learners. And that is very, very important. Now, when we say the content-wise, the vision, that is very important for each and every learner through the student induction program or through the workshop trainings. That is one thing. And through the other curriculum courses also, which are related to universal human values or the environmental sciences, or it can be a sustainable development also, that plays a very important role. But that is my recommendation for the vision also, that the teacher learning pedagogies, which include the problem-based learnings or the cooperative learnings, that should also be used for the value educations for our learners. In addition to the skill-based and the knowledge-based learning, because now there is a need. There is need for the integration of all the knowledge and skill base with the human value based education for the learners, and to continuously check whether our learners, they are using it, they are getting the benefits of them. Now, the most important stakeholder, which I believe for the complete next 5 to 10 years of the vision, is the parents also. And we have to integrate the parents also, so that in a complete, the holistic development can be done in the spiritual and the overall consciousness level of the students.
Very nice. So what I understand is that you also think that the right understanding is the priority, and therefore, along with students, also the other stakeholders need to be included. Very nice. I would like to have the same question for Sanjay Kumarji. Sanjay Kumarji, your video.
I think my camera I have put on hold, and there is a.
Okay.
Yeah.
Should we come back to you after some time?
No issue.
Okay. Okay.
As Dr. Anand has said, that the holistic human values and holistic education system, we see two countries. One is Bhutan and another is Japan. The happiness index over there is the highest, and the way they look after each other. There is an example in Japan, because here in India, if a small child has to be sent to a school, every grandparent or parent carry them away with them to the school. Whereas over there, one person in the whole locality, as on the nominal role or as a duty, he takes 7, 8, 10 students and drop at the school. Then the another person. So it is the responsibility and the relationship. The problem with Indian education is that we are, preparing the human resources on a very, very selfish and very, very, a cutthroat competitions scenario. And the students are trained to be selfish from 6th or 7th, 8th classes, when they join their coaching institutes and have dummy admission in the schools. So, see, first thing, and then there are no activities like drama or group dance or, or collective, performances. Whereas we see India is very good, even in the sports, if we say on the individual basis. But once it comes to the team events like volleyball, basketball, we are at a very bottom line. So whatever medals or even in Olympics we are getting on the individual. So that human relationship, and I'm talking about the holistic view. Even the cases of divorce and other things are increasing just because of the degrading of human values. One thing is, by teaching and putting in curriculum, things are not going to change. Only thing is, the faculties and the people over there in the universities, colleges, have to devote more time to the students, talk to them personally, have a bond with the students, have a relationship of teacher and taught. Here, I'll give you an example.
Thank you, Sanjay ji.
Yeah.
Sanjay ji, your time is up for this question. We'll come back to you after a while.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay.
But I would like to reiterate the point that you made, that in the priority, you also do feel that right understanding and relationship do play a very important role.
Sure.
That's what you have been saying, and Thank you for your views. We
Welcome.
also have with us Dr. Ramakrishna. Dr. Ramakrishna, would you like to share your views on education's focus needs to be on conscious development
Sure,
and the priority being right understanding,
sure,
relationship, and physical facility in the order of priority?
sure. Am I audible? I'm just double checking.
Yeah, you are.
Namaste, and I would like to keep it very short that at the root of consciousness development, heart plays the important role. And I'm talking about not just the biological heart. It is the heart that makes the decision of how I'm upholding myself. And this very idea, and this is not something new from time immemorial, the degradation of values, and there are people who have come to upgrade the values in each society. And so this is not a modern phenomenon. This has been there from time immemorial across all civilizations that have progressed or disappeared. And the root of it is we refer to our heart. And for referring to the heart, for the right understanding to come, there has to be inner peace, which is connected to the wellness. In the word wellness, it's all about we. And in illness, it is all about I. A sheer quantum peace that exists inside changes even the way we speak. And so, therefore, for thinking to be right, it has to listen to the heart. And when mind is at peace by listening to the heart, we will be able to develop our consciousness. And that expands our consciousness to include others. And when that sentiment exists, when there is a feeling guiding the thinking, then the faculties, all the faculties inside, start responding in a very constructive way. So, in short, the paucity of time, I would like to say that the spiritual heart that is inside the human consciousness plays a significant role in values development, and Heartfulness organization constantly provides this idea of referring to the heart in decision making. Thank you.
Thank you. So I think you have also placed the feelings, the right feelings in priority. That's very nice to know. And moving ahead, I have the same question for Dr. Ramkumar. Dr. Ramkumar, would you like to share your views on this?
Yeah, Namaste ji.
Namaste.
So, as Professor already mentioned, the right feeling with how we are involving all the stakeholders towards the holistic development. Because when we are considering some vision, both the internal stakeholders as well as external stakeholders, how they are doing their perspective towards the mutual happiness or taking the right understanding between the holistic development of the vision, how they are considering is the very crucial thing we have to notify. Because when there is a place how the happiness should be spreaded, or how the mutual understanding between all the stakeholders whoever involvement in developing their uh, own rights or developing their nature, they have to understand how we can able to adapt to the system, how we can able to provide a suitable solutions to the vision. So that's a more important thing nowadays. Many of the things we are working on as a holistic development, we are considering uh, the path of the vision should be in a right way to travel, so that we can able to reach uh, the final success path. Nowadays, many stakeholders who are involved in this uh, curriculum or holistic development, uh, the path where we started is gets later transformed. The transformation of prosperity or happiness should be a visible one. It should be visible how it gets transformed inside me or inside society, how it gets transformed. That is more important. We have to look into the right understanding that how it gets transformed. before how I am, and after the transformation, how it gets into converted. Like that, we have to make ourselves to the transformation about the right understanding.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So, if I have to understand from what you have mentioned, is that you also feel that the right understanding, the journey within the self, is more important, and for each one of us to see our own transformation of where we were and where we are moving. And you also stressed on the point that we need to go in the right direction, the right pathway. So, thank you very much for your views. And we have Vivekanandji also with us. Yes, Vivekanandji, would you like to share your views
Yes,
on what is your take on education, the focus of education on consciousness development?
yeah. Am I audible? Have you put me
Yeah,
on?
you're very much audible.
Oh, very nice, very nice, very nice. First of all, since we are into human values, let me apologize for being late because there was some issue and kind of. So I should, ask excuse to with everybody, all the panelists and then the attendees. Please, that should be the human value from my end. Anyways, okay. Coming back to the question that was raised and then giving value to the discussion of the whole idea what we are into. I feel that this holistic human value education is basically an approach which emphasizes the development of the whole, personal, intellectuality, emotionally, socially, spiritually, etc. Therefore, I feel that this educational philosophy seeks to foster basically a deep understanding of all the human values, encouraging the students basically to connect the communities and the world around them. I feel the key aspects are such. Probably I would state like this: the first key aspect should maybe integration of the learning, where it combines the academic knowledge, whatever they gain, with life skills, promoting the critical thinking. And then the next one should be the creativity and emotional intelligence. So this holistic approach helps the students see the interconnectedness and the whatever they learn, the interconnectedness of the subjects with various real world issues that is going on in their life.
Very nice.
Yeah. Okay.
So what
And
I can also see is that your focus also, you think the focus has to be on consciousness development, on the right understanding of what are the issues in the external world, and maybe also what you said was focusing on life skills along with the skill education.
Yes,
So
yes. I have only one more thing to. Can I only for one
yeah,
30
yeah,
seconds? It is also inclusive of the experiential learning, as you were about to state, where students engage the hands-on activities, which will follow to apply the knowledge whatever they have with the practical settings, where this could involve the community to service and then projects addressing all the local issues, or whatever the collaborative problem solving exercises, etc. And the next one is the emphasis on the relationships is one more thing, and focusing on the values. You rightly said the very first thing, and the personal growth is what we have to get into. Hope I'm through
yeah.
with my
Thank
key
you. Yes,
aspects.
yes, absolutely.
Right.
So you also have focused on right understanding within us and the feelings of relationship. Thank you very
Perfect.
much.
Yes,
And
yes.
I have the same question for Yashodaji. Yashodaji, you may also share your views sitting in Ethiopia, having your roots in India, and moving around all the world with your vast professional commitments. What are your views? Could you share that also?
Thank you, Prof. Hila. Prof, I am from Kenya. Previously I was working in Ethiopia. Now I am
Ethiopia. Yeah, now you're in Kenya.
Yeah. Right now I am working from Kenya, United States International University in School of Pharmacy and Health Sciences. Thank you for asking the question. In order to develop consciousness, I would opt for students to do meditation, yoga, slow breathing exercises. When you do this, you will get the consciousness correctly. I can see myself. Now I can sense how when I'm getting angry, when to be cool, whether to speak, whether not to speak, because regularly we follow that. And also listening to great stories of great people like APJ Abdul Kalam or Mahatma Gandhi ji or mm, any great person locally or anywhere. You can also ask the students to do role activities so that if anyone hurts the other person, interchange the positions and do the activity. They can also sense what is happening in other person. And also, I would like to tell that science should be mixed with philosophy. Really, from yesterday onwards, my prospects of thinking has changed a lot, still more, better than previously. And I could integrate case studies and stories that highlights about the great people and some videos, something like that, so that students can get consciousness. Thank you. Over to you, madam.
Thank you. I have a question for Umesh Ji Jadhav. And the question is, with your vast experience of facilitating holistic value-based education through several workshops, online, offline, from your experience, would you like to give your views on how have you seen this focus of consciousness development in human through education? What are your views on this? How is it really, what has been the process?
Yeah, before putting my views, I just going through the names of the panelists. Ramji, Ram Krishna ji, Anand ji,
Yashoda, Krishna, Ram, yeah.
Sanjay ji, right? So deeper meaning each of this name has, and they have covered all the points. So I resonate with each one of you, and when it comes to the vision of education, I think education is to develop the understanding method. So when we have understanding, we can live with it. So the role of education is to develop a human being who can live with the human conduct. But for such sort of consciousness development, it is important to understand the aspiration and the basic aspiration of human being. So the basic aspiration of human being is the continuity of harmony within, the state of comfort within. For that, these three things are required. Number one, physical facility, like house, clothes, etc. But with this physical facility, we can survive or we can have a temporary or momentary happiness. But for the happiness, is the feeling of relationship is required. So if I have that feeling of relationship in me, I feel comfortable with it. But the moment I have opposition for anyone, that leads to the irritation within, and which is against my basic aspiration. So to live happily, relationship is required. But to live with the continuity of happiness, this understanding is required, and understanding about the whole existence. So when we have the realization within the existence as the coexistence, and there's a harmony in the nature, and there's a relationship. Every single unit is related to every other unit, and they're having this relationship of mutual fulfillment, mutual enrichment. The sun is also getting enriched and the moon is also getting enriched. The seed is also getting enriched and the soil is also getting enriched. So when a human being develops such sort of a right understanding within, the feeling of relationship and the physical facility, that serves the purpose of being human. We can live as a human being. So that is the role of education. What is happening today that we are doing extremely well in one aspect through our education. We are helping our students to get jobs. But in addition to that, if we could also help them to live a mutually fulfilling life, then that can set the vision of education. Thank
Very
you.
nicely put. Thank you so much. And I think you have already brought out all the points also from all the panelists and through your own experience, explained so well that for the right vision to develop, we need the right understanding, and for which we require to understand the basic aspiration and the three things that we require to fulfill that. And physical facility is required, as you said, it's necessary. But what is more important is the relationship. And to understand and to live in happiness and relationship, we need again the right understanding. And the entire understanding of existence with coexistence, the interrelatedness. So thank you very much for actually summing up the question from all the panelists also. I have a question for Dr. Sunil Kumar. And the question is, you also have a wide experience in teaching your subject as well as the UHV principles. My question is, there is a lot of emphasis as an academician on research, on innovation. What do you think that if we emphasize on value-based education in the institutions, how are they going to focus on research also and innovation? Can the two things be complementary to each other, or will it require a lot of time on human values and therefore we will not be able to focus on the research and innovation? What exactly you think, your views on this?
Yeah. Greetings to all the panelists. Namaste. Yeah, the question which is asked to me is regarding research, innovation, and their connectivity to the values. We can see that the universities, the institutions are behind research, production of methods as well as products for the betterment of mankind. Now, I fear if largely this are leading towards the physical facility part. We were discussing about the priority right now. When we say right understanding is the priority, then the relationship, and then the physical facility. If you go behind only this physical facility and we do research upon that, I fear if that suffices. I can see much of the research which is happening in many universities are directed towards publishing papers, producing some patents, and producing physical facility. And the purpose of the researchers going for this research is also to be looked into. The purpose may be to get their career promotion. The purpose may be to get name and fame, and so on and so forth. But now when we look into this value education, offer this value education with the priority, as we mentioned just now, right understanding as a first priority, then relationship, and then physical facility, the orientation can be offered to this research also. For example, when we work upon this sustainability in construction, sustainability in production, sustainability in many other aspects, some of which I'm also doing in my own research in civil engineering.
Yeah.
So when it is emphasized upon, then the value guidance can be brought into research. When the scholars are being offered this kind of education, and then the research is oriented towards this sustainability, harmony with nature, harmony with society, etc., we can bring in this alignment of research with this value. This possibility is very much there. So I can say that when I do this research upon the appropriate construction methods in housing, the appropriate use of materials, for example, then sustainability for the construction of boulder walls, that this is the boundary wall between the water body and the maybe the paddy field. There are many kinds of things like that. And appropriate methods of foundation techniques in soft soil, etc. These are also examples only. I try to bring in these values also into the curriculum, into the students. So this is very much possible, and there is a lot of things to do. Yeah, that's my take on this.
Thank you, Sunilji. I think you brought out a very important point that it's not that we are not going to have research or we will not have patents, we will not have papers. The concern that faculty have for promotion, that will still be there. But with value education, we will get a channelized development. There will be focus on sustainability, for example, that you gave, where we will have a better world, better nature around us, a better society. So the faculty's concern about papers, patents, publication will still be fulfilled. Innovation is still possible, but it would be in the right direction. That's what is, I think, what you have tried to communicate. And thank you very much. I go back to Dr. Anand. Dr. Anand, would you like to share your views on research and innovation? What do you think?
Yes, basically, as per the academic institutions, more emphasis on the research and development work, starting from the or UG, PG, and PhD level, it includes obviously the publications or with the patent or designs or copyrights, and emphasizing on the basically in the competitive world for going the most important academic institution under the arrive ranking or maybe the NAC accreditations. Most of we are going on that approach, and that should be do that makes the skilled development for every stakeholder, especially the student learner. Yes, but the ethical principles are to be followed, and it to be checked by the mentors every time, because in some conditions it may be happened that due to certain reasons something has done wrong and it's not done the ethical manner, everything, and then it is a complete you can say the bad condition, bad the result for that as a learner, as a learning. So basically, when we see the holistic, the value-based education, then it should be followed for each and every part in terms of R&D, in terms of doing the patent, everywhere. So it is the moral responsibility, especially all the basically the faculty domain, the teachers, the gurus, that who of the learners are working in terms of the R&D works, the ethical principles, the values that should be implemented in proper manner, and it should be the practice one. So that whenever these learners are going for in the corporate world or in the R&D organizations in India or any of the countries, they should follow the ethical principles. That is my submission.
Thank you so much. So with all your rich background of patents and guiding publication, I think your point is also taken well. You almost resonated the same point that Sunilji also has made. My similar question is also for Ram Kumarji. Would you like to share your views?
Yeah. So research and innovation in academic institution plays a crucial role in all type of rankings and everywhere. As a stakeholder of faculty, when they are taking some innovation, the main thing is to balance whether they need to act as an innovator or they need to act as a mentor for the students' innovation. So taking into these considerations, how these innovations have to move from institute to the society. So when we are doing some type of innovations, this type of innovations should be in par with the societal needs, or we have to move into that side. So as outcome, it may comes as a patent publication or research publication anywhere. But we have to move the innovations by participating in Smart India Hackathon or some other hackathons like that. We have to convert the innovation prototype to the real world society. That's the crucial part. We as a holistic development needs to address to all the community. So when this type of projects or this type of innovations has reached the society, automatically the patents at Indian level or IPO standards, everywhere it gets higher stage. So this type of space we need to give to the each and every person for the right understanding, so that they can able to participate in this type of innovation, because beyond the limit they have some restrictions in developing this type of innovation. There might be time constraints, they may be involved in some other activity. So as a faculty stakeholder, we need to keep an eye on that and making this type of innovations to the real world society. As a research aspects, there are a number of policy manual. We are sticking to the research policy given by many agencies. So, by considering that, what type of research we are progressing to that, or it might be a group of clusters together, we are doing that type of research so that it can easily enter into the quality of research. That's more important. Instead of quantity of research, we need to insist about the quality of research for the holistic development as a vision towards the 2025.
Nice.
So
Thank
thank
you. So, as an IQAC coordinator, I'm sure you'll be looking into all this also. This must be your concern, quantity versus quality. So, wishing you all the best for that also. We have Dr. Sanjay Kumarji. Sanjay ji, is your video and all that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, would you like to share your views on this?
Yeah. See,
As a
there's a
vice
lot of
chancellor,
Yeah.
what are your take on this research and innovation?
Yeah. We see that I think rather than having human values in UG and PG classes, we have to have much more, human values requirement in research and innovation. We see that from many years after independence, we have not been able to, do much and get any Nobel Prize in sciences and in technology. So the real, as Dr. Ram has said, we have to be real. We have to be real in getting the things in innovations and patents, because I also feel many a time because some of my faculties keep on having patents on designs, not on the other aspect of innovation and research in new, finding out the new technologies in research. Because in research, one has to be truthful, one has to be honest, one has to see that how he can benefit the society. So that reality aspect, and as Ram Kumar has said, it is the quality which is more important than the quantity. Because many a time I many a time, argue with my colleagues that people are getting PhDs, people are getting patents, people are getting research papers. Very quickly and very just uh, of course, the plagiarism and other methods are there to check, but why those things should be there if the human being is himself conscious, himself very correct? Because nobody, even in the earlier time, nobody checked anybody. Everybody was doing his work, research, and people were self-motivated, But today, every research person have to be guided. Every people have to, of course, guidance has to be there, but yes, on a right path and correct path, because we have got a lot of challenges with 144 crore of people or 740 crore of people in the world. So those aspects can only be sorted out, and those problems or challenges can only be sorted out if the research is on right path, with the right approach, with the right blend of human values. That yes, whatever I'm doing for the people of world, Vasudev Kutumbakam mean everybody has to be harmonious, getting on, because at this moment we see research innovation is on little selfish pattern. Yes, that is just to get doctorate or postdoctorate. People just want to finish and get the things done. But what we feel that 8 out of 10 works are just not utilized for the basic people or basic
Yes,
governments or basic
yes, Sanjay ji.
root cause.
Yes, Sanjay ji, we have got from you your valuable guidance, and what you have focused on is that there should be quality education rather than quantity. Also focus on society, whatever is good for the society, to focus on research which is useful for the society, and also to practice ethical research. Thank you so much, Sanjay ji. We will definitely want to have more longer sessions with you, with your long years of experience. Moving on to another panelist now, Mr. Ramakrishna. I have a question for you, that we have proposed the 6 graduate attributes here, right from the keynote and the recap and everywhere we've heard. So, which may be the program outcomes in education. How do you see its validity in the curriculum, current curriculums?
I think validity is based on, first of all, personal experience. So whenever we propose something, and I believe that it has to be experiential driven. I may say something, but I must say out of experience, first of all. It might sound right. I may speak right. I may propose right. Like in maths or physics, we say light travels in straight line, with 3 cardboard experiments during our school phase. Any proposition that I make, the validity of it is based on these 5 elements that I keep talking about. That, is it an experiment that I have conducted, even here as a panelist? And therefore, I have an experience to it. And thereby, it has become an enlightening for me to propose it. This personal validation will apply in making it, because there will be this vak suddhi of what I thought, what I live, and what I do. I'm basing my proposition that if it is a personal transformation in me, even here, and for others, the very sheer state of my consciousness will actually help make this relevance to anybody else outside me. And I personally want to conclude by saying that charity begins at home. Whatever I do must be able to create an atmosphere, and thereby linking it to SDG, ma'am, if you allow me to just wrap it up on that point, that the sustainable developmental goals, the 19th must be thought pollution. The kind of thoughts that we carry, if we are able to first moderate that and bring it back in moderation within me, and therefore that personal validation will give me the conviction, and when we do any applied implementation of these ideas. Thank you.
Thank you so much. You've been very to the point, but you brought in a very important perspective of self-exploration, self-validation, self-experiential validation. That's very nice. So what you tried to say was, it is through this process we will be able to bring those attributes within the students, within ourselves, and so on. Thank you very much for your point. I have the same question for Yashoda ji. Yashoda ji, what would your take be on the 6 graduate attributes that were proposed?
Thank you, Prof. Again. Definitely, we need those 6 attributes. You can get those 6 attributes by inculcating discipline, Number one, and effective communication, clear with honesty, and also working in team work. So when you work in teamwork, you will achieve common goals, and productivity also will be improved, and respecting culture and appreciating each other culture, and lifelong learning and readiness for acceptance. These are my takeouts. Thank you.
Very nice. So you deliberated on the different values that would be focusing on the 6 graduate attributes. And I have a similar question for Umeshji. What are your views on this? How do you see its validity in the curriculum? Because we are discussing the holistic education. So how do you see the whole connection?
I mean, I will go with the point of view expressed by Ramakrishna ji.
Yeah.
That I need to validate within first. I need to experience it, and then only I can validate the things outside. So as a father, when I validate that why I sent my child to the school, what I was expecting. So I was expecting that my child should develop, right? My child just not to develop as an employee or employer, but he should develop with the clarity. The clarity to live a life, the clarity to become a socially responsible person, understand its nature, understanding its relationship with the nature, its own nature and the relationship with the nature. So these are the expectations of every parents. So when I validate within myself, then I think when we are sending our children to the university or the undergrad school, we expect something, some qualities. And those qualities can be named as an attributes. So yes, I mean, based on my personal validation.
Okay.
Yeah, even when I was going through the school, like what I was expecting from the education, and when I sent my child to the school, what were my expectations from the education? If I put these two things together, then I would definitely like to validate the attributes proposed, the 6 attributes proposed. And then if the educational institute focuses on development of these attributes amongst every single child, then the world would be a better place, which means each one of us aspire to have a harmonious place to live. So we don't want war, like we want peace.
Yeah, we want peace.
But if that peace is not there in my thought, if my thoughts are not organized, then I can't be a contributor to the peace. So I think we should go for that.
Thank you so much for having again given a very concise view to this vision for holistic value-based education. And if we have a vision of what we want from the student or from our own children, and if we can sum them up as graduate attributes and bring them in the curriculum and develop such experientially methods for experiential validation for the student, they will themselves, it will be internalized in them, and it will be definitely expressed in their behavior. So very nicely put it. Thank you so much. And I have a question now for Vivekanandji.
Yes.
Yeah, and my question is that formal education has to be a pillar for human society. How do you see this as a goal for education?
Okay.
Is it achievable, and what do you see as the goal?
Okay. Basically, you said that the when we work on as I was saying earlier also about the formal education, where this thing, the importance that we have to focus there is all about the structured learning, which equips the individuals with the essential knowledge and skills. So the foundation is a very critical thing for personal development and career opportunities, basically enabling the individuals to navigate to various aspects of life, maybe including employment or citizenship, etc. Okay, now coming back to the other point is all about the social cohesion is what I feel, and the integration. So normally that is what is the second aspect that I would like to cover, where the education fosters social cohesion for bringing the togetherness of the individuals from diverse backgrounds. That is where people will get united from various diversified backgrounds.
Yeah.
Where it promotes understanding the individual cultures and then respect for different cultures and perspectives, which is vital in very is an essential part in today's community kind of. So where we are talking about the globalized world, where our other person also was telling about the Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. So globalized world is one thing that we have to get into. So this integration helps build a more harmonious society. Now, coming back to the third point is all about the economic development, where the educated workforce is basically essential for the economic growth, where it prepares the individuals into the better job market, enhancing their employability, productivity, etc., where it in turn contributes to the overall economic development of the nation, where all these GDP kind of things are attached. Fourth point, already I had covered earlier also, the critical thinking and problem solving techniques is one thing that, yeah. So the formal education basically encourages all this critical thinking and the analytical skills, where students learn to get into the approaching the problems systematically, very structuredly, etc., which is essential basically for the innovation and effective decision-making capabilities in both their personal life as well as the professional context. The most important thing all about this is the civic engagement and responsibility. Yes. So education basically instills all these kind of, so that their civic duty and responsibility is one thing where it gets prepared the individuals to participate actively in their communities, fostering informed and make them engaged citizens who can contribute to
So
the
basically the formal, what you're
Correct.
stressing on is that the formal education should be
Correct.
able to create that bond within them as a human society,
Absolutely,
so that they're
absolutely.
able to take the responsibility.
Correct.
Thank you so
Make them contribute to democratic processes and whatever social
Yeah.
welfare. Thanks. Yes.
Thank you so much. Sunilji, a question for you. That formal education has to be a pillar for humane society. I'm repeating the question for you. How do you see this as a goal for education?
Yeah, so if you look at the scenario right now, there is possibility for this formal education for at least 15 to 20 years in the life of any person. And now in this era, now there is possibility for every child to go to school, to college, and undergo this formal education up to their higher education. And in this, what is the large focus? Is the focus upon gaining physical facilities, producing physical facilities, purchasing physical facilities, going behind money? Is that what is being offered in the formal education? Or shall we go to offering this value guidance upon this also? That was a point which we discussed in the beginning in this panel discussion. Now, when we say human society, the human society is a society where the human goal is fulfilled. when we say human goal, it is not just individual goal, I would say. We have to start from the individual and we have to work towards the entire existence, as Sri Umesh Jadhav said. We start from the individual to ensure right understanding within, and then we can work for the family, we can work for the society, we can work for the nature and the entire existence. So this human goal, when we propose, this can be ensured, we have to look in whether this can be ensured through this formal education. There is every possibility for that. We have been discussing regarding the priority for the fulfilling life. We have been discussing regarding what is the role of this research and innovation. And there are several methodologies also being proposed by many of these panelists. In my opinion, all these methodologies, all this research can be aligned with this guidance of the formal education with value. This possibility we can explore, and the curriculum has to be modified accordingly. That is my take upon this. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And we'll be moving to the last question right now because of the time. And we'll also have some time for the participants' questions. So this round will be only for a minute or so. And maybe I'll put forth this question to Mr. Ramakrishna. The question is human education leading to personal transformation, leading to societal transformation. Kindly make an appraisal of this education today in the light of this vision. Already Umesh ji, Sunil ji have already spoken about it and few others, but it would be nice to get your views on this personal transformation leading to societal transformation.
The word education comes from a Latin word called educere, and it means to draw out. And the basis of drawing out is from the wisdom of the heart. We all have intellect, but the wisdom required comes from the heart. And thereby, this transformation of the heart from human to humane to divine is something that I nurture as an atmosphere at home, from where the very genetics will transform into epigenetics. All our entire cells will transmit to the next generation naturally. And when there is congruence between the heart, head, and the hand, therefore, there will be role modeling, and that continues as an atmosphere wherever you go, whether you're in a mall or a flight or an airport, it doesn't really matter. When we manifest the complete divine inside, which is what Vivekananda said, you are living values, you are constantly researching, you're finding solutions continuously to solve others' problem. So to me, the basis of all this is being centered in the heart and the mind manifesting. So Adhyatmic, Pratibhasik, and Vyavaharik. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's what you have said is that it should be in our thoughts and which will be reflected in our behavior. So working on the individual self is what is your focus, and thank you for your views. Anandji, would you like to share your views on the same question? Human education leading to personal transformation, leading to societal. So the role of education here, from personal transformation to societal transformation.
Yes, Pam. Basically, if we say the learnings of the Saint Sri Aurobindo Ghosh, then there are many important the spiritual in terms of consciousness level what he has given, basically in terms of the basically the development of the integral consciousness for everyone. And if we see from the starting from the right understanding concept of by the self of every learner, starting from its own explorations and related to the family, then society, and the complete. So ultimately, the important thing is that as a person, if I am in contact with multiple persons who are maybe in the formal education world or in my personal life, ultimately the important thing is what is my contribution to them actually in terms of their upgradation, the development of conscious level. And that is a very, very important thing which I am understanding as a practice from last 4 years, that yes, not only in terms of the content delivery and the content, but actually in the practice in our daily life, how we can be an asset or we can help or assist informal way to others.
Very nice. Thank you so much. And I would like to ask the same question to Meshi. If you could throw light on human education leading to personal transformation, leading to societal transformation, on the education today in the light of this vision that we have.
Yeah, I mean, when we see the society is basically the collection of families living together with the view of mutual fulfillment to achieve a common goal. That would be the meaning of society. But then, if you look into the current society today, then either we find the goals are differing or the goals are conflicting. So when the goal differs, we may call it as a crowd. And if the goals conflict, then we may call it as a battlefield. So where are we now today is sometimes in the battlefield or sometimes in the crowd, but where do we want to be is in the society. So to transform the society, it's important to identify the human goal, because it's the human being who is going to achieve the goal. If we set the goal for the society, then who is going to achieve those goals? So if every human being develop that clarity within, also clarity to ensure the health of the body, every family would have the prosperity. If there is a fearlessness, trust, and the justice in the society, and the mutual fulfillment with the rest of the nature and the existence, then it will lead to a harmonious society. And each one of us has got this aspiration. So the aspiration of human society or aspiration for the transformation of society can be achieved through the personal transformation only. And that is the role of education. So if the education would help us in our personal transformation, then we can participate into the societal transformation through personal transformation. That is what.
Very nice. Very nicely put it, that the current role of education needs to help us to achieve this vision. That is, we need a human education which will help in personal transformation, which will help or which will lead in the societal transformation, which is our humane goal. So to take it further, if there are any questions from the audience, maybe we can address them. Anyone would like to raise? It is, yes, we can even pass on the mic to Mr. Mohanty or anyone else who would like to, who has. Mr. Mohanty, you can unmute and bring out your question. We have several participants here on the Zoom. If there is anyone who would like to, you could raise your hand. We can pass on the mic to you. Okay. There was one question which Mr. Monty had, but probably the question has got resolved through the discussion, and we will not be taking. I think the question is resolved because he's personally there. I would like to just take this question further, just to one of the participants, Shri Sanjay ji. Sanjay ji, what is your take on human education for from personal to societal transformation? Just about 1 minute.
Sure, I'll not be taking much. See, individual is a basic unit of society. If we can tame the individual, if we can train the individual with the human values, I think the society can be changed. The whole world can see a new era. With present scenario of war between different countries, we see the deteriorating human values and crushing of the society. So in this world, if the students or the individual can be taught just two S, one is sacrifice and uh, one is sacrifice and another is sharing. So these two things which are missing in every individual, because everybody, is on that hold that yes, he or she can dominate. So the very ethics of Gita can be, inculcated in all the higher education institutes. Of course, many are doing on their own, and as I have already said, it is not the curriculum or the higher education or the induction of human values in the higher education will make a difference. It is the individual level which will have to be, sorted out, and individual have to take that onus that yes, I am part of society, and society, I can change the society. So with
Thank
that,
you.
final words, I think yes, individual can very well transform the society, and we can be a better, we can move on to a better world. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. I think you've almost summed it up also, that from if each one of us understood, lived with right understanding, lived with a sense of responsibility, and if we lived with to work towards the important attributes for the student community, and thus who would be the future professionals, academicians, and parents, and so on, it is possible to achieve it, to achieve a humane society. This transformation is possible. And with these last words, I would just like to conclude that this panel has made very rich suggestions, and has shared very valuable perspectives. And I can see that everyone resonated to education needs to focus on consciousness development of mankind, with the priority where I think everyone using different words has expressed that right understanding within the self is the most important. And with the right understanding, we are able to focus on the feelings in our relationship, the relationship with each other, whatever different words even that Sanjay ji used right now. Basically looking at each other as an entire family, seeing the whole humane, the world as our family. And thereby also with right understanding, understanding the physical facility, the need, what is the purpose of it, and how much and what all do we need. And therefore, thereby research, innovation can all focus on what is really required for this entire mankind, and focus on ethical research, focus on the right direction, which will be more constructive and which will help to create a humane society. Uh, we also discussed on the 6 graduate attributes in different ways, each one have expressed, and did see that it has to be validated in the curriculum, and each student should be able to self-explore, self-validate it, and therefore the curriculum needs to be uh, developed based on that. And that formal education is the pillar for a human society, and it must be the basic goal of education, wherein we are able to lead to personal transformation, which will lead us to a societal transformation. So thank you very much for all your views, all your perspectives, your suggestions, your experience has been very good. And I would just like to say that probably there were many perspectives that you still wanted to share. This is not the only conference. We're going to continue with many such sessions, small sessions and big sessions, and we will keep connected with you all. We will surely take your perspectives also, your suggestions into, we will also include those wherever it is possible. And at this junction, I would like to thank each and every one over here, all the panelists, and I hand over to my earlier speaker, Raghavendra Bhaiya.
Thank you, Benavis.
Is Raghavendra ji there? I can't hear you. Raghavendra ji, you are mute.
It is Amipara, Dr. Amipara who is going to.
Okay, Amipara ji,
Amipara.
would you like to take over? Yes, sorry.
Yeah. It was a very nice and highly informative discussion. All panelists have shared their learned people shared their nice views. All of us enriched ourselves about the subject. On behalf of ICH VCHE 2024, I thank all the panelists, moderator, UHV presenter, and all delegates. Also, I thank the tech team, party organizer partners, and all others who has contributed to make this session successful.
I just have a request if you
We'll
are
break for
finished.
the next
Sorry?
session.
Yeah,
Now
for the
we'll
next
break for
session.
the next session. Thank you.
Thank you. I just like have a request if you can have a group photo of everyone. If you can keep your videos on. I can't see. Yeah, everyone is there. Maybe we can, somebody will have to take the picture.
Whoever is going to take will also be on the camera. So let's see. I don't know.
Somebody has to say it's done.
Correct.
Yeah, it's
Okay, thank you very much. I'm sure someone has taken it. And thank you very much once again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you so much for all the
Thank
coordination.
you.
Dr. Ilaji, very good. Very good. Thank you so much.
Thank
It
you.
was nice.
Thank you.
Namaste.
Thank you.
Bye.
Namaste to each one.
Bye. Namaste, Amresh ji.